Trials wrapped up on Monday the 25th, and the 4 teams that will be advancing to the Contenders Regular season were determined, with somewhat of an upset. Meta Athena missed out on a spot in the top 4 due to map differential with 4th place World Game Star H2. The team had a lot of roster additions and shuffles in hopes of making the group stages. It's a shame we couldn't see them find their footing quite fast enough, as it was just the narrowest of margins that made them miss out. It was one draw that cost them a top 4 finish. This will be the first major Korean tournament that Meta Athena have not qualified for since Apex Season 2. The only team from the Open Division to qualify for Contenders was GC Busan Wave, perhaps following in their predecessors' footsteps of the old Royal Road. However, they certainly have a tough fight ahead of them if they want to reach the Contenders finals, as the groups for the upcoming stages were also decided yesterday. The Trials group draw was broadcast on the 26th and saw last season's first and second place teams X6 Gaming and O2 Ordiant kick off the group picks to see who would be facing who for a spot in the playoffs. It was an evening of firsts, the first time we got to see Hureg in his runaway pink, but also the first time we got a look at the official rosters, along with some new additions that weren't previously announced. Group A, aka the group of brutal, desperate, Battle Royale-esque death, is comprised of X6, WGS, Kongdu Panthera, Metabellum, Blossom and Runaway. Group B will pit O2 Ordiant against the Foxes, GC Busan, MVP Space, 7 and Element Mystic. Each team will fight for the top 4 spots in their group in order to qualify for playoffs. It all kicks off on July 4th, 7pm KST with its first match, WGS vs X6. The schedule for the rest of the week has also been set. Of all the new roster revelations made on Tuesday night, there were more than a few eyebrows raised at the inclusion of Happy on Metabellum. The DPS player previously played for Element Mystic under the name Vesta, but was released due to a shady history of boosting. Of course, boosting is a particularly sensitive subject in the Korean scene, and Happy's re-emergence certainly did not go unnoticed. LA Gladiators Fisher made a cryptically shady tweet about Metabellum's addition, and one of the major Twitter accounts for Korean Overwatch announced that they would not be tweeting about the team for the remainder of the season. Metabellum has yet to make an official statement. We reported a couple of weeks ago that O2 and WGS had swapped some players, and the relationship between the two teams had fans scratching their heads somewhat. The head coach recently took to Twitter to explain. He stated that O2 sent players as WGS was at risk of not having enough players to compete. O2 have also had a hand in ensuring WGS player contracts are fair, as well as providing some coaching and strategic help. Most interestingly, he revealed that O2 and WGS had initially hoped to operate as sister teams, but Blizzard had ruled against it. The Korean scene has always had sister teams. Kongdu, Africa Freaks, LW, the list literally goes on, so it'll be interesting to see how Blizzard's new stance will affect the scene, particularly the fate of teams like Metabellum and the recently relegated Meta Athena. And on a brighter note, Team BM already seems to be looking onwards and upwards for Season 3. After failing to qualify for Contenders, they recently posted on their Twitter that they are looking for new talent to prepare for the next season. I'm guessing they're firm believers in the old adage that the early bird catches the worm. Hopefuls that meet the requirements can apply on the team's official website. And that's all from us this week. For more news on the Korean gaming scene, be sure to check out our full news video on our YouTube channel. Bye!